Hey everybody, it's Tim Parker, and
Rick Ricard.
on this week's edition of Imagine That, we've got a great live stream for you this week, and really looking forward to getting into that. So, we were blessed to be able to spend a week in Israel last week, so we wanted to kind of update you guys on that. So we're going to go everywhere from flying to being in country and just covering everything that we were able to do. So don't forget to send in your questions to us if you have any questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. That helps out for you to be able to receive notifications when we go live. Rick, I know, posted several things while we were in Israel, and I think a lot of people enjoyed getting to see what we were visiting while we were there. So why don't we start off with flights? Flights.
We were actually hosted by Archaeology Airlines. So we had a nonstop flight from JFK to Tel Aviv, and it was actually a great flight.
Yeah, we were pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
we had, I think it was a 9.5 hour flight over.
correct.
And we had about a 12-hour return flight, always a longer return flight coming back. But we had no complaints.
No, actually the service was great. The seats were very comfortable. It was a A300, A320.
A320, I believe, is what it was.
A320.
Yep.
So the configuration was 242 for the seats, and the flight attendants, the staff that served us, were actually from España. So
Very nice, Rick. Very nice.
got that. And couldn't have been any more pleasant. The food was good as well, but as usual, I slept 90% of the flight.
Yeah, I think you woke up on the return flight to have breakfast, and then you were back out.
That was it. So I usually can put myself to sleep before takeoff, and I try to wake up just before landing.
Yeah, if you want to have a conversation with Rick on a flight, just don't plan on that happening.
If there's one words of wisdom, definitely take earplugs. Earplugs are the miracle, without a doubt.
Yep.
Earplugs.
So, had a great flight over. We arrived. One thing that I did want to just remind everybody out about: whenever you're getting your ETA visas for no matter where you're going, just make sure that you are checking the correctness of those whenever you're going through it. We ended up being there for a couple hours later because of a mistake that the AI or whatever it does to incorporate your passport into the visa. We ran into a problem there, and we ended up taking about 2 hours longer getting
It
through.
was my fault. I take complete.
Wasn't going to say that.
Well, it's okay. It was my fault. I didn't know that I had done something wrong, but essentially, you have to take a picture to upload your passport, and the system that they use, or the software, I'll say AI, converted a C to a 0, and I didn't catch it and submitted it. And of course, they gave me a visa to enter, so everything was great until we arrived, and then they said, your visa is no good.
Yeah.
And so I had to reapply. It took a few minutes to figure out where the problem was. It wasn't a number that I got to type in. It was actually from the picture that I took, the photo.
Yep.
And it converted it incorrectly. So live and learn.
And it's much more difficult to do it on your phone than it is on your computer. So
Absolutely.
really a good idea to verify all of that information before you click submit.
But the good news is it showed us that even with that problem, I was still able to, in about an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours, was able to get a new visa while I was there in Israel. And luckily we arrived at a little before 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And so we left just a little bit before 7 a.m.
Yep.
and made our way to Tel Aviv.
Yeah,
So that was terrific.
Yeah, we didn't get hung up on much. It was just the additional time that it took for us to get through passport control. So just make sure you're checking all that whenever you do your ETAs for wherever you're traveling to. We got a hello from Sam, one of the great guides that we have over in Israel.
Hey, Sam, good to hear from you.
Yeah, it was good to see you while we were there. We went from the airport straight to our hotel in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, we stayed at the Dan Hotel, the Dan chain as a whole, but the Dan Hotel in Tel Aviv is terrific. It's one of our favorite hotels, as well as the Dan Panorama and many other hotels that we use there from Harrods to others.
Yeah, we checked into our hotel and we hit the ground running. There
did.
was, I will say this: whenever you go to Israel with Rick, if we have downtime, he fills it with something. So we were, if we had any kind of a scheduled downtime from who had put the schedule together for us over there, Rick went ahead and filled that up with extra meetings.
That's the whole idea. See as many people as we can while we're there. So
Yeah, we ran from probably, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 most nights. We were getting in bed around 11, so there was not a moment wasted.
no, we took full advantage, and it was really wonderful just to see a lot of friends, a lot of. Well, you're going to get to that too, who we saw and what we did, or
Yeah, we
I don't
can
want
go
to get
ahead.
ahead of it. So
No, we can go ahead and cover. We got to visit a lot of our partners over there.
that was great.
Why don't you kind of go through some of that? We got to visit.
Oh, it was really nice. I mean, we had an opportunity. We were surprised. We had some of our partners from other countries that we do business with, from Greece to Germany and even Italy. But the Italy partners, due to the Jubilee, ended up not able to make it because they were so busy. And that's something that's going on right now in Italy as well. It's the Jubilee year, and it's probably one of the busiest years that takes place about every 10 years. But we had a chance to meet with our partners there, meet with a lot of partners that we work with in Israel as well. 5 different offices that we have connections with and friends, which is wonderful. And we got to see a lot of guides. I mean, even one that was already listed, Sam, it's great to see you. But we had a chance to see many others.
Yeah,
So that worked out perfect. And we got to see 3 of our groups that were there in Jerusalem as well.
yeah, that was great to spend some time with them at dinner a couple of nights. We were able
Correct.
to visit with them. They were having great trips. They were on the kind of the tail end of their trips into Jerusalem.
Right.
So we got to see them the last couple of nights that they were there, but great to hear stories, a lot of great stories from the passengers that were there and the great trip that they had already had.
I think that was probably one of the highlights is actually just, I love hearing from the passengers. And they were just amazed at how smooth the trip was, that they didn't feel any insecurities. There was nothing from a fear or anything like that. I asked them, what did they think in regards to the different sites that they got to go visit and what they got to see. Not only did they see everything that was on their itinerary, but they got to see more.
Yeah.
So they had no crowds.
Yeah, and we had heard that from Brandon Robbins, who had traveled back in August.
Correct.
I think these were there were, I think, 3 groups that were there while we were there, so this was our 4 groups that have traveled since August.
Correct.
So, and they were having great trips. We were, let's bounce back to Tel Aviv.
Sure.
The beaches were packed.
Beaches were amazing. I mean, people were all over the beaches. They were in the water. They were paddleboarding. They were sailing. We had a surprise. We got to go on a catamaran with a bunch of our friends
Yeah.
that were in town visiting us as well. And really to have business meetings on a catamaran
Yeah.
out on the water was wonderful for a few hours. So that was one of the highlights.
Yep.
I love to be on the water to begin with, but being on a catamaran was really pretty cool. And
Yeah, the day was beautiful.
Great weather.
The
Great
water
weather.
was amazing. Whenever we made our way back, got to have lunch at a nice beachside restaurant. They had some great. What was our favorite thing there?
ceviche.
Ceviche.
The ceviche was amazing.
Yeah, we. In fact, that was probably the best. We got to have ceviche at a couple of different spots. That was probably
And they were all
my favorite.
good. But that was by far the best.
So we went over after a weight loss challenge here at the office.
Which Tim, by the way, won.
Yeah, I took it and got this nice little Apple Watch here for it. But Rick often sets up meetings, and if you have ever been to Israel for meetings, you know you can't have a meeting without eating.
We do a lot of eating.
So-
We have a lot of meetings.
I put 8 pounds on while I was over there, Rick.
Are you serious?
8 pounds.
I actually came back and lost weight.
Really? Okay.
So
Well,
okay.
maybe we should have had the challenge
Yours
that
was
included that.
probably more muscle.
Oh, maybe.
That was probably more the reason why. So
So, but we got to spend some time there. We got to do another special thing that we've not done before. We got to go to Carmel Market.
I love that.
Yeah.
If you haven't done the Carmel Market, You really need to do that if you have time in Tel Aviv, or if you're going to spend an extra day, maybe arrive early or stay an extra day after the end of the trip. The Carmel Market's pretty amazing, really, just to see really the Israel life.
Yeah.
From all the fruits and vegetables to all the restaurants, all the different things that you can do. If I'm missing anything, you tell me.
Yeah, no, we got to do a culinary tour.
We did.
So we had a great guide who
was terrific.
Yeah, she was a lot of energy. She wanted to show us everything from the fruits that you could buy there all the way through to
All different types of hummus.
Yeah.
And lots of different types of hummus.
Yeah, which was interesting because it was a shop there that had kind of combined some things. Hummus and fava beans was what the father had kind of started, and the son kind of took off from that and did some amazing food.
Yes.
We got to try a lot of really good food, a lot of great breads from the Yemenite.
Correct.
Section.
Different desserts as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all the way around. So I would definitely recommend, if you have time, definitely go to the Carmel Market in Tel Aviv. That was one of the highlights.
Yeah, we got to visit, like you said, we stayed at the Dan, but we got to visit the Dan Panorama and see
We did.
some updated rooms that they had done.
And that was one of the purposes as well, as we wanted to do as many site inspections as we could. We call them kind of a familiarization, site inspection, see all the different renovations, see what they've done. One of the questions that we get asked quite often, and people that are going on groups, that are heading back now, is, are the buffets still going to be plentiful? Are they going to be different? Sometimes people would compare them to when COVID had just ended and we started to have groups start back. Some of the hotels were not as plentiful when it came to the food assortments and so forth, as they were just starting to start back up again because everything was closed during the COVID.
Yeah.
In this case, it's a little different. The hotels are still open. And even though, folks from the U.S. maybe haven't been traveling, or from other countries, Israelis have been staying in the hotels and they're still doing the buffets. But now that our groups are going back and the pilgrim groups are there, the food is quite extensive, and I will be sure to post a thing on Facebook so you can see some of the videos that we took while we were there. But the food's incredible. They do a great job. The renovations of the hotels have really been spot on.
Yeah.
I've been highly impressed with the hotels that we visited.
Yeah, the rooms were brightened up, which gave them, of course, a larger appearance, which the rooms are nice size anyway, but it kind of opened it up with the brightness that was involved with all the finishes that they had picked.
But most of them were not light finishes. These were actually, the ones that we witnessed and saw were quite extensive. I mean, many of the hotels have put in new flooring,
Furniture.
new furniture, new bedding, new paint.
Yeah.
You name it, all the way around. Some of them have even redone some of the bathrooms, depending on which places needed them.
Converted tubs to showers, which is nice. Yeah.
Make it safer for
Yeah.
our guests. But all in all, I mean, it was really quite impressive.
Yeah, it was amazing. Eric, no paella. We didn't have paella while we were there, but I understand that maybe you're bringing some by a little bit later, so that's awesome.
That would be wonderful, Eric.
We spent 3 nights in Tel Aviv, and then we transferred to Jerusalem. So I
Correct.
want to kind of talk about where we went from there.
Sure. We had a great visit. It was interesting when we got to our hotel. We saw a lot of luggage in the lobby and a lot of signs and group numbers 22, 23, 24, 25, bus number 26. And it was U.S. Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs, yeah. We had a lot of senators and congressmen, I think, that were there visiting.
So it was quite great to see. I mean, it wasn't just our hotel where we were staying. They were also staying at 3 other hotels, and I believe there was a little over 30 buses.
Yeah, I think 32, if I remember
32.
right. Yeah.
So that was quite interesting as well. So we did not feel left alone by any means. The hotels were full and busy. And then as we continued, we also saw some other small groups, which was kind of nice. I know there was a group from, I believe, Brazil. I believe there was a small group there from Argentina.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of families that were from Canada. And then, of course, our groups as well. So it was just nice to see some. The crowds are definitely not there yet. I would say give it another couple of months and you'll start to see the crowds, but definitely next month we already will see more than double the amount of business that we've handled just in the last month alone, just in October.
Yeah, and I know the battle. There was a lot of construction going on, so the traffic was
Horrendous.
at a high level. Yeah, I think
It's horrendous.
We spent a lot of time in the car that you normally wouldn't spend. We're hoping that maybe that calms down a little bit. But
Well, as they're trying to the new train, the light train, and connecting and so forth, many of the roads are under construction as they're doing that. And unfortunately, construction is just everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're in Tel Aviv, it doesn't matter if you're in Jerusalem, it doesn't matter if you're heading out of Jerusalem, if you're even construction in Bethlehem. There's stuff going on everywhere, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
On this trip, this is the only one where we didn't make it to the Galilee because it just wasn't on our itinerary.
I don't know how we'd have fit it in.
I don't know how either. But all of our groups are going to the Galilee. When we spoke to them, they actually loved it. Some of the posts that I've had on Facebook, you can see some of the different baptisms. You can see the groups at Banyas, Caesarea Philippi, Tel Dan. Groups are going to Nazareth. They're going to Jericho. All of the things that you would want to see. They're going up to the Good Fence and the Golan Heights and being able to see everything. So literally, I don't know if there's anything that's off limits to where any of our normal tours would be able to go to. Yeah. And of course, we went also into Bethlehem and spent quite a few hours there with our friends, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And even went to the Shepherd's Field.
We did. I know Rick posted a couple of videos from there that we had done, and they were, we had a great trip. No problems getting in or out of Bethlehem.
Correct.
The sites all were open there. We didn't visit the Church of Nativity this time, but we did go to Shepherd's Fields, like you said, and we were able to shoot some video from there. So if you haven't got a chance to see that, you can jump over to Rick's Facebook page and see
please
some
do.
of those videos.
I'd love to have you join as a friend if you aren't already.
We were actually able to. We had a friend take us to the Notre Dame for a new.
And we also did a site inspection there and got to see the renovations of their rooms as well, and
Yep.
they did a great job.
So one of the big, the new things that you can see at the Notre Dame, of course, they have the bronze of the Shroud of Turin. Turin. There, but they've opened up a new site just in September. It opened up. It's called the Pentecost Room,
which is truly incredible.
Yeah.
One of my favorites that I enjoyed in doing it, and as you said, also the Shrouds of Turin is also there if you have time and you want to do something unique. We're always looking for new things and so forth, but the room that we went to was
it was
incredible.
Pretty amazing.
The same artist who did the renderings there at Magdala.
Yep, he's a Chilean artist, Daniel Carriola, I believe is his name.
Correct.
He did the encounter that's at Magdala, which probably a lot of you have seen. Go downstairs and see the encounter of the woman with Jesus touching the hem of his robe.
One of my favorites.
Yep, and he did this one as well. My understanding is because of COVID and all that has happened, it took him about 5 years to finish the painting.
Correct, from beginning to end.
Yeah, which was all four walls of the room that you're in, plus the ceiling.
And it's another thing, just like Magdala being ecumenical. So it's not Catholic, it's not Jewish, it's not just Christian. It's literally for everyone. But what I thought was pretty amazing is they took from the Old Testament to the New Testament and found a way to combine them. Yeah. And show you really the Holy Spirit. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It was it's incredible. You have to experience it for yourself.
Yep. So if you get a chance to go over to while you're there, if it's not a part of your tour, you can actually visit that in the evening time, or you can do the rooftop restaurant that they have at the Notre Dame. I just spoke with a pastor who's planning to head over in March, and he wanted to know if there was some after hours things that they could do. Those are some things that you can set up and do on your
they're
own.
Wonderful. Definitely go to the Notre Dame. not only to go see the sights and so forth, but go to the rooftop for dinner, which is amazing.
Great view.
That's a great place if you're not there. And depending on where you're staying, you can go to the American Colony. They also have a wonderful outdoor patio side as well, and some great food and as well.
I know it's surprising to hear, but we ate there as well. So,
There was no place unturned. So we had a good time.
so outside of that, we were, of course, we wanted to visit some sites. We weren't able to make it to the city of David and be able to see the Pool of Siloam. It just didn't work out for us.
That will be our next trip for sure.
But we did make it to the Tower of David, which is one of your favorite places to go.
It is. I mean, we've been there many times, but this time was a little more unique. I mean, it's not only the views that you get on the rooftops, but they have some of the most incredible museums for you to see and experience.
Yeah, they've got a great interactive museum now that we were able to walk through. We were trying to get in and shoot some video, so we were kind of trying to push the tour off. But the young lady who took us around, she was amazing as well.
She was our guide, personal guide.
She said, "Well, let me just show it to you again, just in case you have seen it before."
Boy, were we glad that she did.
Yeah. So
She was incredible. Her name was Rose.
yeah, from everything from the casting of the coins back in the day. I mean, they had molds from that time. Just the videos you could touch on and look at different areas of the city.
As you said, very interactive. We could have spent easily 3, 4, 5 hours and still not had enough time. And it was just incredible to see.
Yeah,
And again, it brings the scriptures to life. It gives you an opportunity to see archaeology really just before your eyes. And what was the thing that we got to see, which was the jail?
yeah, the old Turkish jail from I think maybe the 17th century. I don't know, 18th century.
Yep.
They were converting that. It's not a site that everybody can get into right now, but if you go online, you can actually look it up. But it's a Turkish jail that they were going to convert into. I want to say she said they were going to convert it into a playroom for the kids.
Originally.
And of course, the antiquities department wanted to kind of take a look and see what was going to be there whenever they started converting, and they found some pretty amazing things.
I mean, they're doing right now an archaeological dig there, and it's active and it's incredible.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what it's going to look like in the years to come.
Yeah, they mentioned Herod's palace there. They mentioned
Correct.
the old wall, the old city wall of Jerusalem. They kind of found a foundation wall that they felt like was the old city wall.
And again, you get to see all the different layers. So again, it brings the scriptures to life and the time frames. And as you mentioned, Herod's palace.
Yeah.
So that kind of, if I'm sure that anybody who's a guide or anybody who's an archaeologist is saying, what? You found possibly Herod's palace? I thought Herod's palace was someplace else.
Yeah.
And so this may change things up a little bit in the future or give some more clarity.
Which they've also talked about finding maybe a different site than the San Antonio Fortress for the trial of Christ.
Which would be amazing. And I think that's probably the beautiful thing about archaeology and excavations is it's constantly you're finding things and you're correcting things. And as you find something that you think it is, and then later you find something else, and it gives an affirmation. That's one of the reasons, with our faith, of course, we believe without seeing, but it sure is nice when you get to find, facts.
Yeah.
And things that lead to it, whether it's from the city of David, whether, like you said, the Pool of Siloam, many others. We could go on and on and on, but hippos in the Galilee, to you name it, they're amazing, and it's one of the reasons why we love what we do.
Yeah. So we have a lot of groups going through the end of the year.
Yes. We're excited about that.
Which is a blessing. We've seen a lot of tours come together pretty quickly as well.
We have, and I think that's probably been the biggest surprise or positive change that we've seen in the last 60 days is really just the groups that are coming together even last minute for this fall. And, here we are in September and we're still talking this fall, but literally these are groups that are leaving in the next 60, 90 days.
Yeah.
And then we get to welcome the new year.
Yeah.
And that's going to be pretty exciting as well.
And I know Vicky is watching right now, and I know she has a trip in November. I just saw all of your documents being put together, so excited about you getting to travel here in November. Vicky's trip looks like she's also going to Jordan and Egypt, so
You are.
sounds
You're
like
doing the
it'll be a
right
great
trip.
Yeah. We were, I think, blessed at every turn. We didn't.
We were.
It was a busy, busy trip, but it was also a huge blessing to be able to visit with a lot of friends.
A lot of friends. It was wonderful.
And again, do you want to talk about some of the hotels that we were able to do inspections at?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a chance to visit out unbeknownst to us, not just in the beginning when we were in Tel Aviv, but when we were in Jerusalem, we had an opportunity to see, like we said, unexpectedly the Notre Dame, and got to see some of the things that have been done there in the renovations. We had a chance to go to one of the first kibbutz in Jerusalem, and the Ramat Rochelle
Yep.
has done some great excavations and renovations there, which
that
is pretty amazing. And one of my favorite hotels there that overlooks the Shepherd's Field. So it's just between Jerusalem and Bethlehem, and a great place, wonderful food.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
We had a chance to go to the Vert, which is, most people knew it as the Crown Plaza, or even prior to that as the Hilton, for those that are as old as I am. And got to see some of the renovations there. We got to go to what many people knew as formerly the Shalom Hotel, which is now the Brown Hotel,
Brown, yep.
and got to see the renovations there. And then, what was the one hotel that we really enjoyed as well?
Yeah, the Hotel Yehuda.
The Hotel Yehuda,
Yep,
And-
that was, which is right next to the zoo.
right next to the zoo,
Yep, so it backs right up
the
to the
biblical
zoo.
zoo.
Yeah, they even had talked about an elephant that had kind of gone on a walk and had reached its trunk over the fence and was drinking from the pool. So
Correct.
who knows what you'll get to see if you stay there.
You do. And again, there, everybody was so warm and welcoming. It was great to see the hotels and the renovations, but really just to see the people. That's where I get jazzed, to say the least.
Yeah.
The people really make it, and it's being able to spend time with people. And we always talk about it, but the fellowship and the relationships and the friendships that you build over the years, that's what we love. And that's really, this trip was more of the what you do behind the scenes that most people don't know.
Yeah.
And it's all the relational aspects, meeting with hotel owners, our offices, guides, you name it. We did it. And like you said, long hours, but well worth it, and would do it all over again.
Yeah, wouldn't miss the opportunity to be able to go and do what we were able to do. We've got a special that was just recently put out.
We did. We just put out a special to the tour hosts of the pastors for dates for January and February in 2027 that we were able to secure. They're really incredible specials. And we've had quite a few takers, so that's been exciting to see. I want to say, realistically, probably 14 or 16 groups have already contacted us for dates. What was really unique is not only did we put them out for January and February of 2027, but how many contacted us saying, well, I don't want to wait till 27.
Yeah.
I want to go in the fall of 26 or even possibly late summer of 26. So thank you for that. So that's exciting. And then on this trip, based on some of the meetings that we had, it looks like we may be able to add 3 or 4 possibly additional dates that are specials during this time for those that are taking advantage and booking. But we only have so much space, and once we sell and utilize all of that space for groups, then we'll go back to the normal pricing and so forth. But these are special pricing with 3 different categories of hotels and a great program.
Yep. I think if you have not seen that program yet, you need to reach out to us at sales@ittworld.com. That's sales@ittworld.com. You can also send an email into info@ittworld.com if you're looking for some information either about your trip or anything that you're looking for to set up. You can give us a call at 863-709-9208. 863-709-9208. We'd love to talk with you about that. I haven't seen the prices that you put together for that. I haven't seen that kind of pricing in a long time.
No, the pricing that we've put together are probably pricing that's at least 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So they're incredible offers. Honestly, we just want to support Israel and we want to support all its people. We have many of the living stones, the local Christians, the Palestinians that are there. We want to support them, the drivers, of course, our Israeli guides as well, the restaurant owners, the shopkeepers, you name it. I mean, from the people that work in the hotels that serve you to the sites that you visit. Really, we want you to be able to walk where Jesus walked and to experience it firsthand and see the scriptures come to life. I think there's the part with everything that's gone on in the news and the media that people forget that tourism really brings hope. And I think if there was ever a time for you to consider doing a trip, that time is now. And to plan, and if you haven't already jumped on a tour for this year, definitely plan your trip for 2026 and for 2027. And, we plan to be back there in a few months ourselves, but don't delay. There's probably never been a better time to travel. It's safe, it's beautiful. And if it's not safe, hey, our U.S. government won't allow you to, nor will the Israel government. So safety is first and foremost, and that's our biggest thing. But don't let fear distract you.
Yeah, if you have been, then you know the impact that these tours have on your people, how they read the Bible, how they move forward into relationship with other people that are in the church. As you said, the fellowship that happens on those trips is amazing. Even the groups that we had having dinner together, I think, created relationships together.
Incredible.
Yep.
Incredible. And lunches, all the meals that we had.
Yep. So if you've been, so get your trip set up. If you have not been, we have some opportunities for tour hosts. You can go to our website and look up the different fam tours that we have for tour hosts to be able to go over and experience that if you've not been before.
Right.
I believe that's popping up on the screen now if you want to go on and look for that. Just some amazing opportunities for you to be able to go over and experience that trip and be able to plan your own trip to take your people from your church or just your sphere of influence over.
Yes, absolutely.
So, haven't seen any questions pop up for us.
I haven't either. It's been great to see people leaving us notes. Thank you for that.
Yes. But we don't want to keep you too long, but we just wanted to spend some time sharing the experience that we just recently had, being able to travel to Israel, just the amazing time that we had, what a blessing it was, and just looking forward to getting back anytime that we get a chance.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed.
well, we're going to end Imagine That this week, but we look forward to seeing you again here in the near future. I know Rick is constantly posting on Facebook, so if you didn't get a chance to do that, you can go over to the Facebook page and take a look at that. I imagine that we are also posting that on our ITT page.
Correct.
So, again, any questions, shoot those into us at sales@ittworld.com. Give us a call, 863-709-9208, and we will look forward to being back with you again next week. I'm not sure if it'll be next week, but whenever we shoot out the email again, and
Sure.
and look forward to seeing you again on the Imagine That live stream.
And if Israel isn't in your plans, then check us out for something else.
Yeah.
Our Greece, Footsteps of Paul, our river cruises, Germany and the Reformation, our Scotland and Ireland and the UK, Spain. We've got groups in Croatia right now, and Slovakia. You name it. They're all over.
You name it, we can probably pull it off.
We can.
So,
Thanks for joining us.
yep. Take care and God bless.